Hello everyone, welcome to Complete Typescript series. In this video, we will be discussing the basic issues that you are going to face initially while working with TypeScript. And also, I'll be giving some suggestion that will come handy while you are practicing your TypeScript. So let's get started. If you remember from the previous video, we were getting an error on variable message. So on hovering on the variable message, it is showing the error that cannot redeclare blocked scope variable. This issue is duplicate variable issue as the variable message is present in both the files index.js as well as index.ts. And this issue comes because TypeScript uses DOM typing feature, which is basically whenever we write a code in TypeScript in a new file, it needs to follow either of the below conditions. That is, either the file needs to be declared as a module with its own scope or file which has been declared as a script that shares a global scope. In our case, file follows the second condition as the variable message is already in global scope because the global object has a property named message. Along with that, type let does not allow redeclaration, so combining of these two features from TypeScript caused us this error. In case if our message variable would have been a var, then this issue would not have occurred and it would have simply redeclared the variable. Let me just show you that as well. Let's change let to var, and if I'll save it, you see the error is gone. So var has allowed the redeclaration of the variable message. Now again change it back to let and try to solve this problem. So there are two solutions to this. So the first one is we need to tell TypeScript that our file is a module with its own scope. So TypeScript considers any file with import or export statement as a module. So now we need to add an empty export on top of our file, and yes, adding this would end the trouble that you are facing. So let's just do that. Add an export on top of the TS file. Then issue is resolved on saving the file. But you're yet to see that change in your JS file as we have not compiled it yet. So let me just compile it in the JS file. You will see after the compilation what changes have come. So tsc index.js. Now on opening of the JS file, you will see that use strict has been added. Also ES enabled has been added. Now if you'll check, the error is no longer coming and it won't make any impact on the existing code. And for solving the same problem, there is a second option as well. We can configure our compiler options in the tsconfig.json by not adding DOM typings. That we would not do at this point of time as it will complicate things for you as we are not aware of tsconfig.json file yet. Now our first problem is resolved. Now moving on to the second issue that you might be facing is that you must be wondering that while compiling from TypeScript to JavaScript, mostly the things remain same, but why did the let got converted to var as JavaScript also supports let? But then what made the let conversion to var in the compiled file? The reason behind this is that most of the new browsers do support let and will render your code without any issue. But in older versions and most likely in Internet Explorer, if you will execute the code with let, it is most likely that it will break. So for enabling it to be rendered on all the browsers without any issue, the compiled file has var instead of let. Thirdly, there might be few scenarios where you would want to render the JS directly in the terminal instead of going back and forth to the browser every time to check the result. So that you can do directly by typing in the terminal node space and your file name index.js in our case, and it will give you the output directly on the terminal itself. But This feature is limited only to few scenarios, and as in our case, like showing an alert, it would throw an error. Also, for any user-based event like a button click, it would not work. And you will have to use the browser itself. So guys, hope this video helped you. If it did, please like it, leave a comment, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you and see you in the next lecture.